Your mother passed away 1 year ago today.
Yeah.
And I had told you about a year ago after she died, and we had talked a little bit about, and I had said, you're going to be stunned, amazed. You won't believe how fast time will fly. And you looked at me like I was crazy.
You're so right.
And because I was, remember, in January, it's been 7 years since my dad died. What's it seem like, about 2? He passed away in January of 2010.
It is just amazing. And you know, I'm the kind of person who, when things happen in my life that are kind of important or I want to remember them, I write things down. I kind of
You're a journal keeper anyway, and what since we've gone to doing a lot of digital, a lot of website stuff, posting, etc., it gives you an opportunity, a chance, because he didn't sleep long enough last night to say opportunity. It gives you a chance to share a lot of your inner thoughts with folks.
Yeah, and this is what I wrote about Mom, and we're gonna need tissues. I think you might even need a tissue today. You ready?
I saw on Facebook this morning that you had a picture of you and your mom.
Oh, you met her.
And sure.
She's cool.
And you had a photo of you and your mom, and the little caption above it was, "She was my hero."
Yeah.
Explain that just a little bit before you read. Oh, look, if that's in what you wrote, that's fine.
Yeah, it kind of is.
But
it's she was the kind of woman you always wanted to be. And you know, a lot of folks have great moms, but they'll tell you, you know, I hope I don't grow up to be like my mom. You know, I hope I do. I really do. I hope I can look back on my life and say, man, I did some of the same things she would have done, which is kind of cool.
Can you explain to me why in 30 seconds? I mean, why you wanted to be like her?
Mom was a strong woman, a strong working woman. She was
working, by the way, pardon me, working in a time when women didn't work.
Yeah, and in a high-powered job with state government. Oh, thank you, Matthew. You brought me tissue. And she...
Actually, it's a floor mat, but it'll just have to do.
And just imagine this, having 6 children at home, including a newborn baby born in May, and she's recruited by the Job Corps, brand new Job Corps services, just starting, and she's going to jump up and leave her family and go to Tuskegee Institute to become a Job Corps trainer. And she's going to be working with some of the folks that are most underserved, and she decided to do that. I'm going to leave my 6 children at home and go do that.
You must have been awful.
No, we were not awful. But she did those kinds of things into her 80s, Robert. And I don't know if I've ever told you this. Into her 80s, my mom would drive from Baton Rouge, make the 45-minute drive to the Angola Penitentiary and work with the Angola lifers. No connection to that group. There's no family in the life group or anything like that. And she would bring books for the children's corner. So when the children were visiting their dad, who is a lifer at Angola, they could read them books. She would spend time with these lifers who had no one else to visit them. She did this about once a month until she couldn't make the drive by herself. She felt uncomfortable making the drive.
So what did you write?
Here we go. I've been thinking about writing this for a few days. The problem is I cry when I start putting the words on paper. I lost my mom a year ago today. You probably have a great mom. Lots of people do. But I truly had a role model, a one-of-a-kind mentor, a friend, and a moral compass. You don't know Justine Curtis McCarty, but you probably have heard me talk about her. She was one of a kind. I was one of 6 children. I'm the only girl. We had a special bond. She loved me so much. Mom was a school teacher and was recruited by the Federal Department of Labor to attend training at Tuskegee for its emerging Job Corps program. She left all 6 of us, including a newborn, to spend several weeks at this training. She worked for years providing employment counseling for underserved citizens. She did pioneering work in the civil rights movement, but she did it quietly, behind the scenes, and wanted no credit for her service. I could go on forever talking about the group she helped. But the one thing I hope she's given me is her constant concern for others. Mom never once complained about her life or her illness. She always asked about you and what was going on in your life. And she listened. She really cared. If you asked about her, she would often change the subject and focus back on the person she was talking to. Sure, we got into a few scrapes over the years. We'd butt heads from time to time, but it was never a big deal, and it would be over almost immediately. She aggravated me when she'd come to town and rearrange my furniture. She'd also rearrange my Tupperware stuff. She liked it a certain way. I didn't really care. I smile about that now. Mom was dignified and classy. I never once heard her utter a dirty word. Rarely would she raise her voice. She was dignified in death, too. A year ago today, I was with her in the early morning hours. I was singing to her and rubbing her fragile hand and arm. I combed her hair and loved on her face as she was fading away. She could hear me up until the end. If I could convey anything to you on the passing of a loved one, it would be this. It's a spiritual moment. Embrace it. Don't fear it. Mom embraced it. Her eyes would light up when I told her she would soon be with her beloved John. I told her to give him a hug for me. She nodded. I put my head down to rest right next to her. She mouthed the words, "Goodbye." And within 10 minutes, she passed from this world and into the heavenly world. It was a holy moment for me, and I'm so glad I have that moment to cherish forever. Mom, I miss you so much, and I pray that one day we'll be together again. Until then, I'm doing fine, and thanks for asking. Oh, I'm going to be all right.